What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. A lot of spam, a lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. If you want to keep up with me when I'm not on the airwaves of YouTube, do me a favor, get down to the description box, click on that Richard Fame Millionaire Mentor Instagram link, and give me a follow on Instagram, and then send me a DM to let me know you're rocking with me so I can say thank you. If you want up to 15 free stocks, Moo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks when you open a new Moo brokerage account. When you put $100 in your new Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. If you put $1,000 in your Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. Guys, get down to the description box. Click on that Moo link. Open up your new Moo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Well, guys, stock market is closed today in observance of Labor Day. But there's still a lot happening in the market. This morning on my 10:30 a.m. live stream, I covered 4 subjects. First one was the total collapse of the US dollar, right? That was the first one we talked about. The second one we talked about was the upcoming rally for the stock market. The second coming of the comeback rally. Remember, we had the comeback rally earlier in August, and now a lot of folks are saying with rates potentially coming down September 18th, we may continue this comeback rally. So stocks to rally in the coming months. We talked about that this morning as well. We also talked about NVIDIA. And Jensen Huang, CEO, NVIDIA, he was caught off guard with how the market took his comments during the earnings call. So he explained what he was actually trying to get across during a Bloomberg television interview. And I thought he did a great job. Now, I personally understood exactly what he was saying during the earnings call, but you know how Wall Street traders are. They took that little bit of nothing and turned it into something, right? Drove the stock price down. And then the last thing we talked about was $6.4 trillion going into money market accounts, going back to money market accounts out of equities. That's what Bank of America is saying. Over the last 2 years, about $6.4 trillion worth of money coming out of equities went back into money market accounts. And they believe, even with rate cuts coming, at least the first rate cut, there'll be more inflows into money market accounts. So we talked about all of that this morning, so I'm not going to go into everything, but I do want to touch on each one briefly. So that those of you that are not interested in watching the longer version of what we talked about, you at least got this little short version. So let's start with the dollar. Well, here's the thing, at least in my opinion, when interest rates come down, that tends to weaken the dollar, right? Interest rates go up, the dollar tends to strengthen. Now, when you look at the US dollar, it is the reserve currency for the world. 90% of the transactions settle in the US dollar. A lot of countries were concerned about interest rates being high in the United States because it was more expensive for them to settle in the dollar. Again, guys, I'm not an expert here. I'm giving you my opinion based on my research. You should go out and do your own research. So therefore, a lot of people are saying, and a lot of people want to bet against the dollar because rates are getting ready to come down. So they're betting that the US dollar will lose value. It will devalue itself as rates come down. Now, I don't know that to be certain, guys. I'm just giving you my little limited knowledge of the US dollar and how it operates. I'm certainly not an expert here. Who stands to benefit if the US dollar weakens. Number one, obviously the global market benefits because they can transact business in the US dollar a little cheaper, but also crypto potentially can benefit, and gold, right? Those two fight against the US dollar. They want the US dollar weaker so they can be stronger or strengthened. So that's kind of that one. Let's move on to the stock market. Of course, you guys know I've always told you when assets go down in value, typically interest rates are going up. When interest rates are coming down, typically assets go up. Why? Because when you bring interest rates down, money becomes cheaper to borrow. And consumers and businesses will go borrow that money and spend it. Obviously, our economy is made up of 70% consumer spending. So the cheaper people can borrow money, the more they'll go borrow it to buy things. Keeps our economy strong. The cheaper money is to borrow, businesses will go borrow it, hopefully reinvest back into growing their business and increase revenue, therefore increasing profits. So yes, could the stock market potentially rally if interest rates come down low enough? I believe they can, because now assets become more in demand, because now people can borrow money to go buy them. That's just my little 2 cents. You guys go do your own research and come up with your own conclusion. Third thing, let's talk about this $6.4 trillion that has inflowed into money markets. Well, you got to understand, over the last 2 years, guys, institutional investors have made a lot of money. Think about 22, they were buying at a discount. And then all of a sudden, the tail end of 23, all of those assets accelerated in value for the last 9 weeks or so. And then that continued into the first half of 2024. So I can see where big time investors, institutional investors, long-term investors are saying, let's take profits, let's park them to safety until we get through this election cycle. Because nobody really knows what's going to happen with this election cycle. Now, you can go back and look at historical data on past elections, but nobody really knows. And if I'm an institutional guy and I've made a bunch of money over the last 2 years, the last thing I want to do is lose it all, potentially short term, because of some crazy stuff that happens with the election. So a lot of these institutional investors, these big boy investors, have taken their profits and they've moved them to safety in the form of money market accounts. Well, then, Richard, who in the world is manipulating the stock market right now? Well, Wall Street traders control the stock market right now, because institutional investors are not all the way in the stock market. They still have investments, but not heavily like they normally are. Wall Street traders are controlling everything right now. They won't control it for long, but they'll control it until the election is over. And then I think at that point, you'll see outflows from money markets coming back into equities. That's my little 2 cents. Now let's move on to the last one, which is NVIDIA. Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, was telling the folks at Bloomberg Television, or Bloomberg TV, that he was caught off guard by the market's reaction to his explanation of what was going on with Blackwell. And obviously the market took that little bit of information and they blew it up, make it a big deal so the stock price could go down. Oh, goodness gracious, Blackwell is delayed. Oh my goodness, that's the newest and greatest chip. If it's delayed, oh, is revenue delayed? Will they be able to meet their numbers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? All propaganda to get you to do what? Stay out of the stock, sell the stock, whatever it is to drive the price down. The CEO of NVIDIA went on Bloomberg and cleared the record and said, no, we don't have any problems with Blackwell. There was a design issue. We've corrected that. And we expect billions of dollars in sales starting in the fourth quarter of fiscal year 25. That's what he said. We expect billions of dollars in sales. So he just cleared up this false narrative, this propagandizing that Wall Street traders are doing in order to keep the stock low or sell off the stock after earnings. We all know they had killer earnings, but those earnings didn't do very well for the stock because of all the propaganda from the Wall Street traders. So Jensen Huang cleared all that up. I'm all in on this company. I got 11,200 shares, and I'm going to keep my shares, and I will add to my shares if the stock price does fall again below $100. I will buy more shares and add it to what I already have, right? But I'm a long-term guy in this stock, and as long as there's no business performance issues, I'm going to stay there. Well, guys, drop me some comments down in the comment box and let me know about those 4 things we talked about. Are you concerned about any of them? Are you excited about any of them? Well, I'm certainly excited about the stock market bounce. I'm certainly excited about NVIDIA. I'm not too concerned about the US dollar. We get this all the time, and I'm not concerned about that. I'm certainly not concerned about the $6.4 trillion in money market. Those will be coming out soon because rates are going to be coming down and those money market rates are going down. So you'll be seeing some outflows coming back into something that gives a little bit better return from a long-term perspective, in my opinion. Like I said, guys, if you want up to 15 free stocks, get down in the description box, click on that Moomoo link, open up your Moomoo account today, go get that free stock, go get that free money. While you're there, check out the new website, www.richardfain.net. Second link down in the description box. Check out those digital products that can help you collapse time frames and get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Also, join the Wealth Builders, the fastest growing financial community on Patreon. We have 1,000+ members already in about 4.5 months. Guys, you do not want to miss this. Get yourself over to the Wealth Builders and wrap yourself around a community that wants to wrap themselves around you to help you get to your financial freedom. All right, guys, thank y'all for stopping by the channel. Like I said, if you want to, subscribe. If you want to share the video, share it. Do me a big favor. Hit the thumbs up button before you get out of here. Okay, stay strong, stay long. Thoughts become things. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.